You have felt it in the quiet moments, something ancient, something divine, brushing against your soul. A pull, soft and sacred, as though the air itself whispers a promise meant only for you. The angels say, "This love is not of this world. It was carved in eternity." The truth is, you were chosen for a reason far beyond comprehension. You, dear soul, were not placed in this person's path by chance or coincidence. You are not an accident in their life. You are an answer. A divine intersection. The echo of a prayer they forgot they made. There is something in you that awakens life in others. And when they first encountered you, yes, even in that ordinary moment, it wasn't just admiration. It was remembrance. As if they had always known you in some silent way. As if heaven itself whispered, "Pay attention. She matters." This person has been wandering, searching for something they could never name. You are that name. You are that light. Your soul was sent to remind them of who they are beneath the layers of armor and fear. You've stirred in them a hunger not just for love, but for truth. For healing. For purpose. Do you know what that makes you? Not a chapter. Not a footnote. But the turning point in someone's sacred story. The angels show me that this person feels both drawn to and undone in your presence. You're not just a possibility. You are a mirror. A guide. A revelation. And now, as their spirit begins to awaken, they start to understand. The connection between you is not just a bond, it is a calling. You were sent to illuminate, not to fix. To love, not to chase. And even in the moments of distance, the divine mission unfolds. Every silence has purpose. Every delay is holy. This is no ordinary love. This is the love that shifts destinies. And because of that, you must know, the angels have aligned stars, softened hearts, and opened time itself so this person could find their way back to you. Because when you love from the soul, you don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to chase to be chosen. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Ephesians 2 verse 10. She senses something is blocking him, but doesn't know what. And it hurts, this not knowing. The unanswered texts, the shifts in energy, the way his eyes sometimes drift like he's halfway somewhere else. Not gone, but not fully here either. The angels say, "It is not your fault." He is not running from you, he is running from himself. This person carries scars. Not the kind that show on skin, but the kind that haunt the silence. Wounds he never named. Emotions he never dared feel. Somewhere along the way, love became a battlefield. Affection turned dangerous. Vulnerability, too expensive to afford. So now, when faced with something pure, something soft like you, his reflex is to flinch. To hide. To convince himself he's safer in the shadows than in the light of what you offer. There are parts of his past still echoing in his chest. A voice from long ago telling him he isn't enough, or that love is always lost. And that voice has built walls, not to keep you out, but to keep his old pain in. He feels deeply. More than he lets on. But emotional depth to someone like him? It feels like drowning. And you are an ocean. Yet, even oceans can heal. Your presence is making those walls tremble. He may not show it, but the fact that he keeps circling back, even if at a distance, is proof that something inside him is beginning to believe again. But listen closely now, you are not here to scale his walls. You are not here to bleed for his breakthrough. The angels whisper, you are not the remedy to his brokenness. You are the reminder that healing is real. He must choose his own transformation. You cannot do that for him. Still, the connection remains. Because the soul remembers what the mind tries to forget. And even if he tries to bury his truth, it will find him. Again and again. Until the walls come down, or until the silence becomes unbearable. And when that moment comes, when he finally allows himself to feel without fear, it won't be because you demanded it. It will be because your light was steady enough to show him the way back home. The pain you feel is not rejection. It is resistance. And even resistance holds the seed of surrender. Wait for nothing. Attached to no outcome. Just know, you have already touched a part of him that no one else ever reached. That alone has changed everything. There comes a moment when the ache in your heart whispers louder than the love in your hands. When giving begins to hollow you out. And even though you want to remain open, your soul starts to ask, "But what about me?" The angels say, you cannot pour light into someone else's darkness if you're dimming your own flame to do it. This love, this connection, yes, it is sacred. Yes, it is part of something divine. But holiness does not require self-abandonment. You were never asked to disappear just to be seen. He may be in a storm. He may be confused, caught between feelings he can't name and fears he can't silence. But you are not his shelter. You are not here to be his emotional anchor if it costs you your wings. The angels are close now. I can feel their presence around you. They place their hands gently on your shoulders and say, rest. Remember. Return to yourself. It's okay to take space. It's okay to say, I need to breathe. Because love that suffocates is not love. Love that requires your silence is not love. And love that asks you to dim was never yours to hold. Do you hear the whisper in your spirit? That gentle ache that says, you've given enough for today? Listen. Not every connection requires sacrifice. Not every love story asks you to break yourself wide open for someone who hasn't yet learned how to hold what's sacred. You are allowed to pause. To choose softness for yourself. To nourish the parts of you that have waited in silence patiently while you've held space for someone else's healing. Let today be the day you return home to your own heart. Let today be the moment you choose your peace over your proving. Because your worth is not measured by how much you endure. The angels are singing over you tonight. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not too much. You are exactly where grace needs you to be. Care for yourself like a temple, because you are. And what is meant for you will never ask you to collapse just to receive it. There's something unsettling in the way he looks at you sometimes, like he's staring into a mirror he wasn't ready to face. A reflection not of his perfection, but of everything he's avoided. The angels say, your light reveals what he's buried. He didn't plan for this. He didn't expect to be moved by your laughter or shaken by your silence. But your presence, it doesn't just soothe. It confronts. You shine in places he's tried to keep dim. You love in ways that make his old wounds ache. And that's why it feels heavy sometimes. Why he gets close, then retreats. Why his eyes search yours like they're begging for safety, but his steps walk away like safety is too dangerous to hold. You have become his mirror. Not because you reflect back what he likes to see, but because you show him who he really is. Beneath the masks. Beneath the stories. Beneath the shame he carries in silence. And that is not a burden, dear soul. It's a gift. But a gift he doesn't yet know how to receive. When you laugh freely, it reminds him of the joy he once feared he lost. When you love without conditions, it stirs that part of him that never believed love could be safe. When you speak your truth, it resonates in the parts of him that never had the courage to voice theirs. But this inner shake, feels like danger to someone who has built their life on survival. So he might pull back. He might deflect with silence or create distance. Not because he doesn't see your beauty, but because he's never seen so clearly what still lives in his shadow. You are not the reason for his fear. You are simply the light that reveals it. And light never apologizes for shining. So don't shrink. Don't soften the truth of who you are to make him more comfortable. This path is sacred because it calls both souls to rise. And sometimes the first step in someone else's rising is their resistance. The angels say, let your light keep reflecting. Let it keep healing. Because one day, he will look into your soul and see not his wounds, but his redemption. And that, dear soul, will be the beginning of everything. He doesn't say it aloud. Not yet. But something has shifted inside him. Quietly. Like dawn creeping under a closed door. Like a voice that whispers before it speaks. The angels say, the veil is lifting. He is beginning to see. You've felt it, haven't you? The softness in his gaze. The way his energy lingers longer when you're near. How his silences feel less like distance and more like contemplation. He is waking up. To you. To what this is. To what it always was. For a long time, he's walked this world asleep. Functioning, performing, doing all the things he was told to do. But not feeling. Not truly. Until now. Until you. You weren't loud. You weren't demanding. You were light. And light doesn't need to prove itself. It simply shines. And your light, your stillness, your honesty, your faith, has been his alarm clock. He's noticing things he used to ignore. The flutter in his chest when your name appears. The ache when he tries to pretend he doesn't care. The questions in his heart that won't quiet down. You've awakened something ancient in him. Something holy. Something terrifying. Because with awareness comes responsibility. He can't unknow you now. Can't unknow what he feels when he thinks of you. Can't pretend that this connection is ordinary. Because it's not. He is beginning to realize that love doesn't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes, it comes as clarity. As peace. As truth. And you are all three. But awakenings aren't easy. They strip illusions. They undo old stories. And so, he's scared. That what he's feeling might require change. Might require risk. Might require him to become someone new. The angels whisper, that fear he feels? It's the door to his transformation. And you are the threshold. Stay steady. Stay luminous. His heart is opening. Even if his lips haven't said it yet, his soul already has. And that is the beginning of love becoming real. You've seen the pattern. The coming close, the pulling away. The warmth that disappears without warning. The nearness that tastes like forever, followed by days of silence that echo like absence. The angels say, this cycle is not a rejection. It's a dance between fear and longing. He doesn't want to lose you. But he's terrified of fully holding you. Because to hold something sacred, he believes he must first become someone worthy. And he hasn't yet forgiven himself for the versions of him that couldn't love right. So he steps forward, then pulls back. Not to punish you, but to protect the fragile hope that this might actually be real. His love doesn't vanish in the silence. It grows there. Quietly. Shamefully. Like something forbidden but sacred. When he distances himself, it's not because he feels less. It's because he feels too much. And too much love, to a wounded heart, feels like a threat. He doesn't know how to accept what you offer without questioning his ability to hold on to it. So the cycle begins. He leans in. He tastes safety in your presence. He sees reflections of home in your laughter. But then, his mind interrupts. Whispers warnings from the past. Reminds him of the people who left. The broken promises. The parts of himself that are still unhealed. And so he runs. But he always comes back. Because what you both share is not just a craving, it's a remembering. And memory has its own gravity. It pulls him back even when he swears he's let go. This is not your fault. It's not your failure. You did not cause this cycle. And you cannot break it for him. The angels say, every return he makes to you is not about weakness, it's about awakening. His soul recognizes you. And no matter how many times his body flees, his spirit lingers. Hold your boundaries with grace. Love without losing yourself. His rhythm may be messy, but your heart doesn't have to dance in chaos. If he is to stay, he must choose stillness. Until then, let your peace be the pause that teaches him what love really is. There is a kind of love that doesn't scream, doesn't chase, doesn't demand. It just stays. Quiet. Steady. Healing. Yours has been that kind of love. The angels say, your love is not loud, but it is loud enough to change him. He didn't expect it. Not the way your presence calms the storms he keeps inside. Not the way your silence speaks safety into places no one has ever touched. You became his sanctuary without trying. And that alone disarmed him. Love has always been a wound for him. A memory of being left, misunderstood, measured. But with you, something felt different. No judgment. No performance. Just presence. He's not used to that. So instead of leaning in, he held back. Instead of embracing you, he questioned why it didn't hurt. But slowly, your love is mending things that words never reached. It's rewriting the story his heart had long abandoned. It's teaching him, without lectures, without conditions, that being loved doesn't have to feel like loss. You are not healing him because that's your role. You're healing him because you are love. And love, by nature, restores. In the nights when he pretended not to care, your energy still wrapped around him. In the mornings when he avoided connection, your essence still lingered in his breath. He may not say it, but something inside him knows. He is softer because of you. But healing doesn't always look like gratitude. Sometimes, it looks like confusion, resistance, distance. Still, the work is happening. Because your love isn't a bandage, it's a balm. And balms don't fix wounds, they soothe them. They teach the body it's safe to feel again. The angels want you to know, you are not here to save him. But your love is saving parts of him he never thought deserved the light. Stay grounded. Stay glowing. Your love is the medicine that awakens the divine in another. But never forget, this same love belongs to you too. Drink from your own well. Bathe in the tenderness you give. Because the love you offer to others was meant to nurture you first. What you give, returns. In divine time, in divine form. There are moments when everything feels suspended, like the universe is holding its breath, waiting for something sacred to unfold. You've been living in that in-between. Not quite together, not quite apart. And yet, something keeps guiding you to stay. The angels say, this love is not lost. It is led. You haven't been imagining the synchronicities. The song that plays at the right moment. The dream that felt more like a memory. The way your heart still beats steady for someone who isn't fully here. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. He is walking his path. Winding, slow, and often blindfolded by fear. But even in his wandering, heaven is directing his steps. And yours too. It's hard, I know. The waiting. The wondering. The space between what your soul knows and what his heart resists. But there is a plan being woven in the silence. A choreography of healing. A divine alignment. And timing, oh dear soul, timing is everything. You may not see movement. But the angels do. Behind the veil, things are shifting. His spirit is being stirred. The resistance is cracking. Not all awakenings are dramatic. Some begin as restlessness. Some begin in dreams. You were never meant to chase him. You were meant to trust. Trust in the pause. Trust in the space. Trust in the God who brought your souls into orbit. There is a sacred reason why you met. And a sacred reason why you wait. Let this be your anchor. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11. The angels are not behind schedule. Your tears are not in vain. Your faith is not foolish. Even now, heaven is rearranging things on your behalf. So breathe. Release. And know, nothing is standing still. You are in the middle of the miracle, not the end of the story. There's a trembling in his spirit, a hush in his presence when he's near you. Not because he doesn't feel, but because he feels too much. And the weight of those feelings scares him. The angels say, he aches for closeness, but fears the unraveling. To love you fully would mean tearing down walls that have held him together for years. It would mean exposing wounds he swore he'd buried. And that kind of nakedness, emotional, spiritual, sacred, is not something he's ever been taught is safe. So he loves in glances, in delayed responses, in stories half told. Because vulnerability isn't just difficult for him, it's foreign. He wonders if you'll still want him when he's no longer composed. If you'll still choose him when the mask slips, revealing the soft, unguarded truth of who he is. He wants you. That much is real. But wanting and surrendering are not the same. He's standing at the edge of his heart, knowing that one step toward you could change everything. But it would also cost him everything familiar. The illusion of control, the comfort of emotional distance, the lie that he is safer alone. You make him feel seen. And being seen feels like danger to someone who learned to survive by disappearing. Still, desire grows. The urge to tell you, to show you, to collapse into your love and whisper, "I've never felt anything like this." But the fear, it lingers like a shadow in the doorway. The angels want you to know, this isn't a measure of your worth. His hesitation is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is his unhealed tenderness meeting a love too pure to fake. And I will give you a new heart, and a new spirit I will put within you. Ezekiel 36 verse 26, he is being prepared. Gently, divinely, to open, to soften, to trust. And when he does, when he finally chooses truth over protection, love will no longer be a battlefield. It will be a home. Until then, stay grounded in your grace. The softest love often carries the fiercest healing. Somewhere between the waiting and the wondering, something quiet begins to settle. Not resignation, not defeat, but peace. A holy kind of surrender that says, what is meant for me will always find its way. The angels say, the moment you release the need to control the outcome, you open space for the miracle. You've held this connection with tenderness, with faith, with an ache that only souls who've truly loved can understand. You've asked the heavens why it's taking so long. You've questioned what more you should have done. But the truth is, you were never meant to force the unfolding. Love, real love, is never forced. It's revealed. It unfolds in its own time. Like flowers pushing through the snow. Like the sun after a long night. You were never waiting for him to choose you. You were waiting to remember that you are already whole. Whether he comes back with open arms or simply becomes a soul that once taught you depth, you will be okay. Because your worth does not depend on his arrival. It's anchored in the divine. The angels are lifting you now, wrapping you in grace, whispering truths you forgot you knew. You are not behind. You are not too late. You have never been overlooked by love. What is yours cannot be lost. And what is not yours cannot be kept. Let him find his way. Let love choose you on its own. And while it does, live. Breathe. Laugh again. Say yes to joy in all its forms. Because this story isn't just about romance. It's about return. A return to your essence. A return to your peace. A return to the version of you who never needed to chase anything to be worthy. The angels close this message with a final breath of truth. The one who is meant to walk beside you will not require you to beg for their presence. He will meet you where the soul stands tall, in honesty, in surrender, in freedom. And whether it's him, or someone yet unseen, you will know. Because it will feel like coming home.